the meaning of life. Something that we question without really questioning. I don't know if you're anything like me, and I spent years and years and years. What is the meaning of this song? What is the meaning of my life? What is the point? And that was something that I ruminated on for so many years. But what I never really did until the latter part of my years, when I had a breakdown, was really question, what is the meaning of life? Because while we allow that to go around our head, we don't really get taught how to reflect on what is the meaning of life. Because in childhood, we are having our needs met or not having our needs met, but we are taught to try and fit in. We are taught to pass exams. We are taught that friendships mean so much. We are taught that we have to be a certain way to succeed into society. And what this does is, this leaves young people growing up from childhood with an external focus of what they believe the meaning of life is. The meaning of life is to succeed and achieve a degree, or to go to a job that you earn good money in, or to have lots of friends, or to be married, or have children. But this falls really short. Because by the time you're 25, 30, 40, you are questioning, what is the meaning of it? And why? Why will you question it? Because up until that point, if not sooner, you have lived a life that you've been conditioned to live. You've lived a life based on your parents' values, or whether you have adopted behaviours from your parents, or whether you've tried extremely hard not to adopt behaviours by your parents. You are still ultimately living by who you think you should be. If you struggled with the relationship with your parents, you'll live by the motto, well, I don't want to be anything like my parents. When in fact we're all like each other in some wounded sense. The difference is the healing that we have done on ourselves to be able to overcome those behaviours, because they are passed down. And people lose a sense of self quite easily in their adulthood, because they can't understand why, when they are focusing on a job, I'm doing a job that I enjoy and earns me money. Or maybe I don't fully enjoy it, but it pays my bills. I have nice friends, or maybe I don't have friends. You will question this, whether you're really down with nobody, or you'll question this if you have based all of your happiness on external values, such as who you think you should be as a mother. I think I should be somebody that's always there for my children. I think I should be somebody who loves and nurtures them and supports them through everything. I think I should be someone that should always put others before myself. I think I should be somebody that earns the money, makes sure the house is clean. All of these things give some meaning to your life, but aren't the meaning of your life. And for those of you who struggle with motherhood through your own mental health, or struggle in a job or don't work, you will question also the meaning of life, because even though you haven't attributed your meaning to success or to money or to friendships, the meaning you may have found is suffering. That may be the only meaning that you have in your life at the moment, trying to keep getting through your suffering, to keep trying to plod on each day through your suffering. But that's still not the meaning of your life either. The meaning of your life is, there is a collective meaning, which means a meaning that all of us, I believe, that I've learned on my spiritual journey, all of us are here to learn, but also a personal meaning. While I can't tell you what your meaning of life is, I can tell you how I found what my meaning of life was. Coming from the background of trauma and abuse of different kinds, for one, the only meaning I knew was trying to get through each day through my severe mental health, through the diagnoses that I received. through the struggles I had with connections. That was one of my meanings. And the other meaning was I needed to be a good person. That will help my mental health. If I people please, if I spend as much time as I can with people, but then pull away because I don't know how to manage it. If I try and learn something new and go to work and earn money, yes, that's my meaning. Apply myself into my children. I love my children. I adore my children, spend all my time. Yes, that's my meaning. But yes, those had meanings. But I felt down. I could never shake my mental health. I could never change it. Doesn't matter how much I tried to find meanings in all those things. I was so depressed. And even when I wasn't depressed, I was stagnant, bored, lacklustre, no drive. Even when I was enjoying the things that I was doing, even when I was happy, I wasn't deeply happy. I wasn't internally happy. I was happy as you should be because things are going okay and life's going okay. And that's where most people are at. They don't have to have serious things going on in their life. They're just happy, but they're not happy. For me to really explore what the meaning of life was, I really had to sit with myself. And I really had to reflect and spend some time researching what is the meaning. Well, for one, the meaning to anything is the meaning that we give it. So if we give ourselves the meaning of kids, we will make that meaning for however long. But once that is gone, once they have grown, once they have left the nest, once we no longer are needed in that sense, okay, we need to find another meaning. So I was like, okay, so that meaning it's not a long meaning, is it? It's a meaning of some sort. Okay, so the meaning is to achieve success, to create a business and achieve success. But then that meaning is all based on how well I did. Well, sometimes I couldn't do that well because I still struggled emotionally and mentally. So that meaning was really based on external factors of how good things were going in my life. Because the amount of time I could put into my business was all dependent on how I felt. And everything I realised about the meaning that I had created and that we create as humans is external. And the meaning is everything based on external factors which can change at any time. At any time, our external factors can change. We can lose our job. Fortunately, we could lose a child, or a child could move out, or a child, we don't want to talk about these sad things, but they exist. At any point, our mental health could decline, a family member could become poorly. At any point, all these external factors that give us meaning can go. So that leaves just us. That leaves us finding internal meaning, an internal meaning on our journey. And the collective internal meaning that I believe is within everyone to some degree. Not everyone is here for the same purpose of evolution in a sense of great growth, because some people don't choose that as their life path. But I do believe collectively to some degree everyone here is to find the meaning of inner healing, the meaning of their story. Everyone has a story. I have a story. You have a story. And while some stories are sadder than others and some stories are happier than others, every story has chapters that have been hard. Every story brings with it fragments of lessons that you haven't known how to heal. And I believe collectively that we are here to find meaning in our stories, not to bypass the pain or to find happiness as if the story didn't exist. Because that's why I never got to heal my mental health for so long. Because I tried to live as if I wasn't traumatized. I tried to live as if my story didn't affect me the way it did, as if the story didn't happen, as if once I closed the book from running away from home, my story was over. But it wasn't. The story was my foundation to life. Everything I learned and faced and dealt with and bypassed and pushed down in childhood was part of my story in adulthood. And I believe the collective meaning to us all, what is your story? And some people go, what's the point in facing the past? The past is in the past. But that's like building a house on sand and not blaming the sand foundation for why the house is crumbling. If you don't understand how the foundation of your life began and what your story was built on, how can you understand how to create an ending that you want to empower yourself with meaning? Because endings without intention just happen. People once upon a time believed you just live, work, pay taxes, have children and die. But we're in a new generation. We're in a generation of realising we create meaning. We don't find meaning. We don't find meaning in external things, that our meaning is only based on those external things going well or happening. We create it. Creating collective meaning by healing and empowers evolution. How can people grow without connecting to your story? And this is why in my 6-week programs, I teach people to connect and understand their story. When working with clients, I teach you to connect to your inner child, to understand the meaning that you have right now is based on all the things that have affected you at some point, because you had to give them meaning. To protect yourself from things at some points, you had to give them meaning: good, bad, ugly, wrong, right. But not everything is bad. Some things that we label bad are actually good, but we're scared of them. And the personal meaning, I truly believe the personal meaning is about finding meaning within your life, but not finding it, creating it. Creating meaning that is based on internal happiness and peace. Creating meaning means creating boundaries, creating space to enjoy yourself, creating time to reflect on your life. We are a world focused on escapism through drugs, through TV, through telephones, through YouTube, through social media, through people, through children. Parents don't realise that they escape their pain through their children by trying to overly focus on being there for their children or their partner, wife, husband. People don't realise that they're escaping by cleaning or working, escaping by recreational drugs, drink, telephone calls. There are so many things that we are escaping because you're so afraid of feeling. But the truth is, feeling sets you free. Because anything you don't feel and you try to escape from sits there, just like a plug. If a plug is stuck with icky crap that's gotten down it, you have to at some point plunge that plug. Because without doing that, water sits there and builds and bubbles, and water represents emotion. Anything that's heavy sinks. So we have to use reflection to plunge up that stuff we need to raise, and it doesn't feel good. But just because something doesn't feel good doesn't mean it isn't good and it doesn't serve a purpose. Getting rid of a pus from a spot doesn't feel good, but once it's done, it's excavated, it goes down, you can nurture it. I'm not saying pick your spots, but it's true. Everything has to. It has to. The meaning to be created within our life, we have to first start shifting the deep dark, and it doesn't have to be feelings and emotions. You don't have to relive them. You have to start feeling the here and now. So in some of my other videos on my YouTube, I invite you to go and watch Learning Emotional Regulation. One amazing video that I'm going to recreate even more while talking about more about understanding emotions. Because when you understand and connect to them, but define them not by meaning but by the need to release, you will realise that you're giving false meanings to things without really feeling what meaning is. When I started to heal, I used to take myself off to the beach and I used to watch sunsets. I used to go to the forests and sit by the water and just listen. I used to touch trees and hug them. And I'm not telling you that these are things that you have to do, but what I am saying to you is we have to create meaning. When we create meaning in our experiences every day, and that's not labelling them good or bad, it's creating a sense of connection. Connecting to the people that even you walk past in a shop. I had a gentleman speak to me today, he's 92. And normally in a busy world we don't give people time, but I spoke to him for 5 minutes. The connection I felt in that brief moment, knowing I'd never speak to him again, felt so strong. The man who probably never gets to speak to many people. And for me, I could be so busy I'm rushing off. But to be able to give somebody that 5 minutes but also feel that connection, that is meaning. Meaning is connecting to people. It's finding new ways to love. It's finding new things we can enjoy. Creating meaning is slowing down. Connecting. Not rushing through life. Jumping towards our coffin, which is what we're doing. Waking up with intention. And if you wake up with anxiety like I used to do, waking up with the intention that the meaning is to start to understand and heal your anxiety. Start to understand and heal your mental health. You will never heal your mental health to the point that it will never exist. You will never heal anything that you've been through to the point that it never existed. But healing isn't about being somebody as if something didn't exist. Healing is about the meaning of the pain it has created and how you can transform that pain. That's not excusing the behaviour of anybody or forgiveness. That's all different. The meaning is, what meaning do I want to give to my life? My meaning has been, I want to use my story and my pain of the things that I have experienced through all different kinds of abuse and mental health to help others. Another's meaning could be they want to slow down and spend more time with their children, but also while finding who they are and spending time in nature and connecting to the flow of their life at different stages, not basing their whole meaning on their children, but the flow of right now is the children, then it's going to be, spending time for myself. I invite you to sit back and to really write down in a piece of paper, what is the meaning of my life? And what you will initially write is, the meaning is friendship, the meaning is motherhood, the meaning is work, the meaning is this. And then I want you to look inward and say, what do I really want the meaning of my life to be? The meaning of life does not have to be extraordinary to other people. It's about what gives you a feeling of peace inside. It's about releasing the expectations that your life is governed by external situations, by external behaviours of others. Me really uncovering the meaning of my life has really empowered me to understand why I have to walk away from some people. Why I have to learn to have better connections with other people. Why I've wanted to recognise my own behaviours. Why is peace important to me? Why do I want to enjoy life? Because the reason why people do not enjoy life is because they do not connect to it. They do not connect to the small things. The sunset. When you watch a beautiful sunset and you really connect to it and you feel those emotions, it can mean something. But we are so used to seeing sunsets or sunrises that we're like, oh, it's just another one. It comes up tomorrow, it goes down tomorrow. But you're missing the beautiful cycle of life. I urge you to stop and pause in your life today to take a breath. It doesn't matter how old you are, meaning can be created at any time. And I promise you, meaning doesn't feel peaceful all of the time. It can feel disturbingly, chaotically murky. Why? What's the age-old symbol that we use for transformation? It's the butterfly from the caterpillar. It's the caterpillar to catalyst to butterfly. That caterpillar does not sit in that slime and that crap and that stuff it's facing and go, I don't want to be a butterfly. It trusts the process. It accepts that there is meaning in the pain that it is facing at that time. And even now my life is so amazing. I suffer. Well, I don't suffer as such. I experience deep emotions, pain, sad times, but I don't suffer them. There is a difference between suffering and experiencing. Suffering is when you have the expectation that it needs to be different from what it is. But accepting them is just like summer, winter, spring and autumn. Everything flows. And summer is not scared that winter is never going to come. Summer is just summer. Winter accepts that it knows that summer's going to come and things are going to bloom and spring is going to come. What is the meaning that you want to create within your life? Because when we start creating meanings, we start to really truly live. And if I can empower anyone with doing these short videos, it's the power of why living is important. I spent from the ages of very young till 30 years old surviving. And actually from the ages of 30 to 35 experiencing deep traumatic breakdown pain. And I am 41 now, and the last 6 years have been some of the best 6 years of my life as I've gotten better. But that has led me to uncover lots of different facets to healing and understanding, and meaning was one of them. Once upon a time, the meaning to my life was pain and surviving and getting through. Now the meaning to my life is understanding that pain, not avoiding it, learning from it, understanding it and accepting it. I can't change what I have been through, but I can heal, and so can you, so that we cannot be defined by what we have experienced. I do invite you to watch some of my meditations. Honestly, connecting the mind, body and soul is so important for healing. If we believe that we can just heal through our mind and just through educational videos, we are missing the deep connection that we have to our body. It's not our mind that just stores the memories, it's our body that stores the energy. And you don't have to heal by reliving your pain or by accessing memories and things to your pain. You can heal by starting to feel emotion, shifting trauma, working to bring safety to your body in the root chakra, working to fuel your energy, to relax your nervous system. And in future videos, I will be talking about polyvagal therapy and somatic therapy, how connecting to the body, relaxing and feeling the body can really enable and empower your growth. So do go and look at my other videos. I will put some links underneath to some of the videos that I do think may be beneficial to you. If you don't follow me, please follow me. It truly helps build my page. It helps build this beautiful community. I am on Facebook and TikTok, and I hope you've enjoyed and taken something from this video. All my love.